We've never been in your shoes, but we're playing the game of life. We'll chase away all your blues with a laugh and a toast of your strife. Never have I ever, never have I ever, starts now.
Is that like a fashion statement of people like, have you seen that trend of guys with like the pants that I can't tell if they're like pre-stained, but it just looks like there's jizz all over their pants?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You just jumped into a random conversation like we have been talking about it.
Well, like, it was a one-sided conversation because you just kept looking at me like I was dumb, and I'm just like, no, it's a thing that I saw. That was a real human being outside of their house with jizz pants.
Jizz pants?
I have no idea. Is that like a trend or a fashion or?
I don't know. I still don't know what you're talking about. We're talking about acid wash jeans?
It didn't look acid washed. Like the jeans were a weird color to begin with.
Okay.
Like a weird, almost metallic color blue.
Huh.
And then there was just like a bunch of like white splotches all over the pants.
Maybe he was a painter.
I hope so. The problem was, though, the rest of his clothes were immaculate. Like we're talking about big red puffy jacket and wearing a polo. And I'm just like, how'd you fuck that up?
I don't know. Maybe it is a fashion thing.
Maybe.
Like, remember ripped jeans?
Yeah, I still own a pair of those.
Yeah, I still have a pair. I don't really wear them that
Remember
much. Remember
skinny jeans?
Oh, those I wear all the time.
Well, for me, every pair of jeans is now skinny jeans. But I used to legitimately wear like skinny cut jeans, just like when I was in college.
Mm-hmm. I still do.
God, walking in them is weird sometimes.
Especially
long distances.
Getting them on is a little tricky. Like when they just came out of the dryer.
What about taking them off?
Oh, well, I mean, you kind of loosen them up as you start walking, so I don't really mind it. After I get them on, it's just like the initial, like, gotta tuck in my underwear sort of a thing.
I think that should be our new show idea, is that we just give fashion advice, because we both have such great fashion.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
You know that since I lump myself in that's like I wasn't being serious about that.
Right, no, but I thought you meant like I elevate your fashion sense.
Anybody elevates my fashion sense. I have enough band t-shirts to give like, I could give a band t-shirt to everybody in the world is a beautiful place and I'm no longer afraid to die and still have shirts left over.
There are like 10,000 people in that band.
Yes. All right, so welcome to episode 31 of Never Have I Ever, the advice podcast hosted in the Octagon.
This is a very special podcast.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
We have a very special guest today.
John Cena?
No, Mr. Hannibal Buress! What?
Yeah,
Hannibal, come on out!
Yeah, you did.
Come on out, Hannibal!
You did go to that surprise show this week.
Dude, where the fuck is he?
His
booking agent swore to me that he would be here. Like, they just booked it last minute.
Like, he really did show to that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Hannibal Buress randomly did a show in Buffalo.
On when?
Thursday night? April Fool's.
There
it was
you
April
go.
Fool's. Yeah.
I didn't know if I could lead you any more into that obvious statement.
I forgot the significance of the date. Yeah, it was April 1st. He booked a show at the waiting room in Buffalo, and everyone thought it was a joke because it was April Fool's Day, and like it was a last minute thing. Just a very Hannibal thing to do. Just like, yeah, man, fuck it. Let's do a show.
I would rather he did what he did at South by Southwest, where he just randomly showed up at venues and started playing drums.
Yeah,
for the bands.
I kind of was hoping he would do that. There's live band karaoke upstairs, so I kind of thought he might go up there and just start jamming out.
And
I haven't heard any reports that he did. So,
well, a lame-o. Anyways, you ready to answer some questions?
Not until Hannibal gets here.
Those of you who are new to the show, I'm Tim.
I'm Tom.
And we take questions from the internet based on real-life situations that people are having. And then we try to use our expert experience as two human beings who do live life to help them find the straight and narrow path to happiness.
I guess if you live your life, can you be an expert human being?
I mean, I'm more an expert human being than I am at anything else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, just being a human, you're already an expert at being a human.
Exactly.
I can't be an expert at being a gorilla because I'm not a gorilla.
But you do listen to them a lot.
No, I don't.
Feel good.
I haven't listened to them in forever. Don't put words in my mouth.
Fine, I listen to them all the time because I love Damon Albarn.
That's fine.
So, ready for our first question?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. So I'm a 31-year-old female that lives with my 32-year-old male boyfriend.
Cool.
We own a house together. We are a very affectionate couple and have always shared a bed together. But this past week, he has been ill, and we've been sleeping in separate rooms to try and avoid me catching his illness. The thing is, I really like having my own room. I sort of hope that I can get this to spin out a few more days so I don't have to share a room with him anymore. I have my own routine, space, and independence, and I'm really enjoying this. Is it wrong? Are separate rooms the start of rot setting in? I need your advice. Is it okay for me to not want to sleep in the same room as my boyfriend?
Tricky.
Right?
Tricky. Because when my parents are sick, they'll sleep in separate bedrooms. And it's fine. It's not a big deal. And like my grandparents, I always knew them as sleeping in separate bedrooms, but that's because they were old as fuck. And it's like, if they slept together, like accidentally like rolled and like hit the other person.
How violent does your family sleep? I'm like a cocoon. I just get
we have
in
a
my
lot
little
of
area.
we have a lot of night scares.
Do you really?
No.
Oh, I was about to say that's a terrible thing to have.
No, but I mean, just because they're older, they didn't want to hurt each other. If like someone accidentally kicked the other one.
Oh, I thought you meant like hurt the other one, like wake up next to them dead and just be hurt emotionally.
Oh God, that would also be terrifying.
Would it though?
Yes,
Would
you're
it
waking
though?
up to a dead body.
Have you ever woken up next to a dead body?
No.
Neither have I.
Then I would actually have night scares. So anyway.
So is it a sign of rot though that she wants it from outside of that? Because they're only 31, so it's not like she's worried about rolling over and knocking him unconscious or something like that.
Here's my question. How awesome is the room that she's sleeping in? Like,
And how shitty is the room that he has to sleep in?
or vice versa? Because like the spare bedroom that my dad or my mom sleeps in whenever one of them is sick, it has a bed. It's nice, but excuse me, it's also kind of crowded. Like we just keep a bunch of shit in there, like laundry or just random things.
Yeah, it's the extra room.
Yeah, so it's not like you could live in this room for weeks and weeks. I don't know if it's a sign of rot. Maybe you need a bigger bed. Maybe you need like a king size bed.
Ooh.
That way you can have your personal space. She said like they were cuddly and touchy feely, right?
Yeah, they're an affectionate couple.
Yeah, but maybe having a bigger bed, you could like go into your own little cocoons every once in a while.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the hard problems of like dating in college is the fact that you don't get an adequate bed for anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like you try to fit two people on the bed and you're just like, oh, wow, ran out of room pretty quick there.
Here's another thought.
Get a dog, then you won't have a bed.
Or you could do that. I've been in couples' houses before where they share everything. Like they share one closet, they share a dresser, etc. Whereas like my parents, they each have their own closet, they each have their own dresser. I mean, they share the bathroom, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's not like anything crazy.
Yeah. So maybe if you're sharing all this stuff with your boyfriend, maybe you each have your own sort of piece in the room that you use.
Right.
Like, this is my dresser. I use this. He doesn't. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I think if it's one of those things where they can mutually agree to not sleeping in the same room together, then it's not a bad sign. Because it's definitely, like, it's a thing, I think.
Yeah, I think it's definitely good that they're like, oh, you're sick? Yeah, let's just sleep in separate bedrooms. That's fine.
Because
we don't need to sleep with each other.
It's not necessarily like Leave It to Beaver, where they each have like a twin-sized bed and the parents sleep in the same room, but like feet away from each other. But if it's like agreed upon, but I don't know, sleeping with someone else is great.
Yeah, I don't think it's a sign of rot. I just think it's a sign that maybe you should change some things in your bedroom to make it more efficient for your lifestyle.
Yeah, because there shouldn't be pressure one way or the other.
Yeah.
For this kind of situation, but it definitely should be talked about because it's great to have autonomy. And perhaps you're more introverted than you're letting on to be.
It does remind me of this episode of How I Met Your Mother where
Of course it does.
Marshall and Lily are thinking about sleeping in different bedrooms because they get all the room and shit and it's awesome. And they talk about it with someone else. And he's like, oh yeah, that's how my divorce started. We're like, oh, but no, we'll have like one bed dedicated to sex. He's like, yeah, we had that too. And something. So
yeah, be careful because it could be a bad sign moving forwards.
I would just do what we said, change stuff.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, that was a good question. I like that because it was a lot different from other things that we've answered before.
Right?
Good pick.
See? And I didn't pick the question about gangbangs.
No, you didn't.
That's what you think. I'm 24 and he's 34. I've been hooking up with a guy that I met at a previous job for about a month now. About once a week. He's pretty quiet and reserved and doesn't do or say much to others unless someone else engages him. Once you get him going, he's very sweet and great to talk to. When we're together, we have a great time. Things don't just feel purely physical. It's all about very caring and very emotional as well. However, throughout the week, we don't chat much. I'm usually, but not always, the one who initiates with texts which lead to me feeling like I'm annoying him. If he wanted to talk to me, he would text me, right? Because of this, we only send a few texts back and forth per week. I think his anxiety keeps him from being the one who initiates things too often, but I can't be too sure. I want to see if this friends with benefits relationship could develop into something more. Am I just being too eager, or should I just continue playing it cool on the fact that he's so reserved?
There's a lot to go on here.
Mm-hmm.
She gave us a lot of good context, a lot of good background information about him and his personality. Because without that, I'd be like, fuck this guy, he's totally like banging other people and whatever. Texting other bitches.
On that Tinder game, though.
I don't get that vibe from the context that she's given. So I think it is part of his personality. I think it might be a few other things in his background. Like maybe he's been in a relationship before where he and the significant other were texting all the fucking time. And to the point where it's not even like context anymore. It's just like boring shit that you don't care about, but like you feel obligated to text the person.
Right.
So now that relationship is over, he doesn't want to text so much. Like he's texting is like kind of boring for him now. Or it's just like I don't want to say too much and have the conversation fizzle out.
I think it's very much to the side that you said it wasn't. I think that she's making too much of the situation. It's purely just a friends with benefits thing, and he doesn't want anything more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's totally fine. That's totally personable to be an adult and do that or have that kind of situation, because that's how, I guess from her question, the way this is laid out is like, oh yeah, we hook up on like the weekends, but we don't text during the week. That's friends with benefits. And
true.
It doesn't mean that he necessarily wants anything more out of it. Maybe he's 34 and he just wants to pound some strange.
Here's my other question. Is it possible that he is just bad at texting because he's 34?
That's possible.
Like, I don't want to...
Because my parents can't text.
My mom very recently got into texting. My dad has been able to text for a while.
My parents both have flip phones, though.
I mean, I know it's very ageist to say... I mean, even I don't know. Yeah, that's a thing, right?
I guess. I don't know it to not be a thing.
Like my grandma can text now, and she's like 80. But just like we grew up, where like I remember in 7th grade getting my first cell phone. I wasn't texting in 7th grade, but then like a couple years later, it's like that's what you did. Like you texted people.
Yeah.
And so I imagine that was, man, we would have been. How old are we in 7th grade? 12? 13? Let's call it 13. We would have been 13. This guy would have been 23. And then getting on the texting game. So maybe it's just like not as ingrained in him as much.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
But think about you at 23. You text all the time. So if and you're very open to new technologies too.
True.
So like you just recently got into those applications where like dating app where you're just ordering food online, stuff like that. You immediately pick up onto that.
Right.
So I think he would have been at the right age for that.
That's true.
But you're very much, I think you could be true that he's just not a texting person.
Yeah.
I think he's just not a relationship with this person type person.
And that's also very possible.
Because, I mean, I've been in that situation before where like you're in the friends with benefits aspect, but like you kind of want something more out of it. And the other person's just like, no thanks. And that really sucks.
It does.
But, I mean, you can't expect anything more than what you're already getting. Like, you can't go on this like, man, I had sex with you. You won't date me? That sucks.
It's like, I don't
How
owe
dare
you
you?
anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So they only hook up on the weekends?
It's what it sounds like. 'Cause they only
Yeah.
text a little bit during the week, and then, like, it's on the weekends.
I mean, that another part of this could be like his personality type sticks to a routine. And
she's
meeting-
like not part of his routine, so it's tough.
or like meeting outside of the weekend is not part of his routine.
Okay.
So he's not used to that and can't really deal with shaking up the routine aspect. Like, no, we hook up on weekends. I see you on weekends. I don't see you any other time. This is the only
Nice.
time I see you. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know how to change this.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a possibility. So maybe you need to shake up his routine. Show up randomly to his door.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, that's
Ring the doorbell.
that's stalking. That's weird.
No, bring him Chinese food.
What?
Yeah, bring him Chinese food. Everyone
I
loves
was
Chinese
just in the neighborhood and I thought you wanted Chinese food.
food. So I grabbed you a whole meal. Can I come in?
And eat it with you?
Please?
And we can watch
Please?
Rush Hour?
Please?
No, that's creepy. Don't do
It is
that
creepy.
shit. I think
Very
you're
creepy.
I think you're just caught in the rut of expecting too much out of a friends with benefits type relationship.
Yeah, I'd say, I don't know. Because I want to think it's partly his personality, but also I wouldn't stick around to wait and find out.
Yeah, just don't
I'd tend to other gardens too.
yeah, get on some dating sites, go find some
Plant
more,
some other seeds.
go find some more strange.
Have some other seeds planted in you.
Gross. All right, next question.
Yup.
Hey guys, just met a lovely woman on a dating site. We're both in our early 20s. She has a 3-year-old son.
Oof.
We hit it off instantly. Like, we met the first time in person on Monday, and we've hung out like 3 times since. Last night, shit got to third base. It was awesome. I like this girl a lot, and my brain is telling me to treat her like any other girl, but I've never dated a single mother before, and I'm curious if you guys had any general advice on how to approach the situation.
I sure as hell don't.
She's smart, funny, easy to talk to, incredibly sexual, but her life
Which is every
experience-
woman ever you're attracted to.
But her life experiences so far exceeds mine that I don't know if I'll be able to relate past a few dates. Right now we're in that phase where everything is kind of at surface level. We haven't had to deal with emotions or any of that bullshit. I'm worried about...
We haven't had to deal with feelings at all. That fucking shit that everyone hates. God damn it, I hate feelings.
Yet I'm worried about getting in the way of her most important relationship, which will be the one with her kid. What do I do?
Personally, I would bail. I would bail hard.
You bail hard?
Like, I'm going 60 miles an hour down a mountain.
In reverse.
I haven't even caught an edge, but I'm just like scared shitless. I'm like hundreds of feet up. I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta bail. Helicopter, come get me. Like, nah, I can't do this shit. I'm out.
So have you been in that situation where like you're swiping a girl on a dating site and you're like, this is great, and then you match and like you start looking deeper into the profile and you see like a subtle sentence in the middle of a paragraph that says, and being a mommy to my beautiful boys.
Not on Tinder, but it happens all the goddamn time on OkCupid.
That's happened to me twice in the past week on Tinder.
See, I don't talk to them. So I would never be in this situation because as soon as I see a kid in the situation, like, nope, I'm out. There was one time I wouldn't say thought about it, but I didn't write it off immediately. This girl posted or was on Tinder, but her bio was something like, single mom of a however-year-old kid, but mommy needs some too. And I was like, all right, you're down to earth. Like,
Are you? Was that your real thought, or were you just like, oh, this girl looks desperate?
no, my real thought was like, huh, you're down to earth. Because this is me imposing on other people, but I'd always feel like they're expecting me to be their kid's father. And I'm sure that's not the case, but that's just what I put on them and put on myself.
And that's the hefty situation there is walking that fine line in your expectations of dating the person and not the mother of a child.
Right.
And if you can separate the two, I'd say give it a shot. I mean, what do you really have to lose? It's not like she's going to go psychopath. I mean, obviously, she's been rejected before. She's a single mom.
Yeah.
So obviously, she has that expectation of you're probably going to bail anyways. So sticking around could probably be like the hottest thing you do.
But then, are you sticking around because you want to stick around with her, or are you sticking around just as a fuck you to the other guys? Just like show that you're
What
better.
other guys?
Like you talked about she'd been rejected before.
Oh.
So now is the pressure on you to be like, I don't want to be like those other guys. Now I feel obligated to be the good guy and stay in this relationship.
I don't know if it's so much obligation. It's just not being a shitty person. Because it's kind of like leaving the door open to the idea of like, hey, maybe she is really down to earth. Because there's plenty of great people out there.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's a great person, but I don't know. I would bail. Feel like I had something else to say. Oh, life experience. That is an interesting concept they brings up.
She's carried a human being inside of her.
Right, but
for almost a year.
What I would
hope.
What I would like what I would like to delve into is that everyone you ever meet and date has a far different life experience than you have ever had.
Definitely.
And there are going to be things that you can relate on, and there are going to be certain things that you're just like way out of the realm. Like if you've ever worked with someone who's a military vet and they talk about what training was like, or the fact that they got shot once in the arm, it's like, whoa, yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, and they can even be your peers. Like we have friends who we went to high school with who are in the military and are doing insane shit. One of the guys who actually was a couple years older than us, lives around the corner from where I grew up. He works in Las Vegas for the Air Force.
Damn.
And like he works on planes and stuff like that. And I'm like, he's seen so much different shit.
Yeah.
And we have that one goofball that we went to school with. I remember going to the bar with him one night.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah,
he was talking about getting held up by a prostitute in Hawaii. And I'm just like, how does that happen? How'd you get in that situation?
Yeah, right?
I'd never think, oh, I'm in Hawaii. Let's get a prostitute. And then, oh my God. And I'm just like, I cannot relate to these situations with you. So to your point, everybody has different expectations.
Yeah, so I think it's okay to not be able to relate on everything. Like when you get deep down, as long as you can relate to most stuff, or at least be empathetic to their experience, you know, understand that you're not going to. Back in college, I read this book when I was an RA. I forget the title of it, but it's basically like talking about how to approach difficult conversations.
Was it The Chosen?
It was not The Chosen.
By Chaim Potok?
It was 100% not that.
Not about Jews and baseball?
No. But it was very interesting because it would talk about like common phrases like, oh, I have tons of black friends, or I understand what you're going through, or I know what you're going through, and being like, no, this phrase is wrong because of these reasons, and I don't remember the one about black people or even, you know, like any minority, why that was bad. But it was the one about I understand what you're going through. It's like, no, you don't. Unless you've been exactly through what they're going through, you don't understand. But that doesn't mean that you can't help. You can still be there for them and let them know that you're there, and be like, admit that I don't know what you're going through, but I'm here for you if ever you need me, and I will try to help you figure this out.
And I think that factors in kind of what I was saying about, you know, just give it at least the college try, but be very honest about where you're kind of standing, because obviously you don't want to go and immediately start dating somebody and like help raise a child.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even raise you properly.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I cannot imagine like the responsibility of trying to find time and keep a relationship happy, and then also as like a side project, take care of a child.
Yeah.
So if you're cool with that, I say give it the college try. If not, fucking bail.
I know that I would not be cool with it, so I would bail. But
I'd be willing if I didn't become like the child's father and it was like a short-term type thing.
But that's the thing. I always think like this is going to be a long-term thing.
Every time?
Every time.
Oh, you got to get out of that mindset. You got to get out of that mindset. You're not going to marry every person you meet, Tom.
No, not marry, but like the next...
You're like, oh, I'm 25. Got to start settling down. Pop out a few kids. Start a 401k. Well, you've already started that.
No, I have a 403b.
What the fuck is that?
It's the nonprofit version of a 401k.
What are you, a charity?
No, I got that from my previous job.
Working at a charity.
And then I am offered a 401k. I just haven't done anything with it yet. I really should. But back to what I was saying. What was I saying?
That you look at every relationship like it's going to be the last one.
Oh, yeah. No, not necessarily the last one, but just like, I want this to go somewhere sort of a thing. Like dates number 1 through 5 are like us figuring out like, all right, kind of like you, kind of like me. Let's see how this goes. But then I want it to develop further. I never want to be like, I never go to a person and say like, hey, she's cute. I want to date you for 5 dates. And then that's it.
True. But like when I'm swiping on Tinder, I never have the expectation that this is going to be a long-term situation.
Yeah, I just kind of do that now because I'm bored.
What, swipe on Tinder?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh,
Really
you're a
any
cute
dating-
face, probably Canadian. You're
Any
a porn
dating
bot.
site. Yeah. I'm just like, this is a way to kill time.
So, yeah, bail if you want to bail. Stay if you can avoid.
Bail if you want to bail. Stay if you want to stay.
Jesus. All right.
Sounds like a song.
It sounds like a song. Alrighty, you ready for some more creepiness?
Yes.
I'm an 18-year-old male, and my 18-year-old female girlfriend is into kinky, rough sex, and I'm not.
Interessante.
It goes a lot deeper than just kinks. She loves me, I know. I know for a fact, and I feel the same. There's a daddy kink that I don't think I can embrace.
Oh.
She says it's okay, but I feel bad that I'm so sexually opposite to her. I like sensitive, slow sex, and she likes it rough. I feel like I'm so in love with her that I can't be turned on. My mind is always in a
Wait,
stew.
what?
And I feel like I'm so in love with her that I can't be turned on.
That is
To it.
the opposite of everything.
No, like to it. To like her stuff.
Yeah, but
My mind is always a stew of chemicals inhibiting me from getting hard or horny. I can easily embrace her choking and spanking kink. I enjoy that as well, but the problem still stands with the girl I want to spend the rest of my life with is extremely sexual while I'm inexplicably lost that drive. I hate the feeling that our sexual incompatibility will drive her to someone else because I'm not enough despite her reassurances that she wants nobody else.
all right. Homeboy, take a seat.
Put on your leather spank pants.
We gotta
let's get to town here.
talk. You're gonna break up. Okay.
Are you just saying this so you can date her?
No.
You got that smile.
I'm not saying that so I can date. No.
You need to
I
break
don't
up with her and give me her phone number.
I don't date anyone under the age of 21.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I can't. Because if they're under 21, what are we gonna do? Oh, my friends are going out to bars. Guess I'm gonna go with them and fuck you.
Yeah, but then you have the expectation that the only place to go is to a bar.
Yeah, but like
You could date someone under 21 and always have a DD.
But I don't want to make her be the DD all the goddamn
You're
time.
not making her. God is, because she's young.
That, if anything, her parents are at fault with that logic because they made her.
Everything is God's fault.
God's not real.
Oh no, neither is wrestling.
What?
God is wrestling.
Has there been a wrestling character that's a god?
Fun story. There was
Is it The Undertaker?
No. There was a wrestling match where Shawn Michaels, his WrestleMania tag team partner, was God.
Has there ever been
His partner was God.
Like,
it was a 2-on-2 match, and it was really just a 2-on-1, and God was his tag team partner.
It wasn't like someone dressed like God.
No.
It was just...
People were expecting it, and nothing fucking happened.
What a fuck you to the audience.
People were like, oh my God, who's going to come out and play God? And it just turned out it was nobody. Because Vince McMahon knows there is no God. He proves it every fucking week.
So anyway, homeboy, it's okay that you guys don't match sexually, but that does mean that you're going to break up. Like, have you ever not been a sexual match with someone? Like, not had that sexual chemistry?
To a degree. I think I'm naturally drawn to people who have like a specific like level of kink. Not like creepy kink. Like, I'm not talking whips and chains and things in my butt.
But like, daddy hurt me?
No. No, actually, I don't think that's ever come up. But just, I don't know, I'm not totally vanilla. Like, I need something more than missionary in my life. So I think it's just naturally worked out that way. But I have dated people who, like, that was it. Like, that's all they're interested in. And I'm just like, this is cool because I'm still inside a person, but there's not much else going on.
Yeah.
I can only look in your eyes so long before I hate myself.
So you would agree then that it's important to have that sexual chemistry?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And I think without it, like, you can like the person a lot, but if that sexual chemistry isn't there, the relationship is just kind of, I don't want to say doomed to failure because that makes it sound like the relationship hinges all on sex, but a big portion of it does.
Yeah.
You know?
And I can totally understand not wanting to call or be called daddy.
Yeah, that would be creepy to me.
That's a whole like new level.
Spanking, totally into. Choking, little into. Like, I don't want to be...
I spank and choke things all the time.
I don't want to break your esophagus, but you know, if you want like my hand on your throat, sure, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to like squeeze so you can't breathe because I don't want to kill you, but hand on your throat, yeah, maybe.
2006 WWE Backlash, the McMahons, Vince and Shane McMahon defeated Shawn Michaels and God in a no-holds-barred tag team match.
So Vince McMahon beat God.
Yes.
Man, you know what?
Did you just become a fan of wrestling?
If I owned wrestling, I would want to do the same thing.
Talk about putting yourself over.
Oh man, talk about a narcissistic personality. You beat God.
You finally understand what I've been talking about. The guy has no fucking concept.
Jesus. So anyway, yeah, you gotta be sexually compatible, and you're not, and that's okay. The problem is you're 18 and you're overloaded with hormones, and you don't know what love is yet, or what love actually is.
What you should do is watch Love Actually.
Right.
And if you can get hard during that, you're good.
Yes.
I don't even know what that movie's about.
I know the guy who plays Rick Grimes is in it. Andrew Lincoln.
Is that his name?
Andrew Lincoln?
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's the actor's name.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not used to people having the last name Lincoln. So I'm just like, did you say Abraham Lincoln?
Nope.
Is his son named Abraham?
Close.
It needs to be. It needs to be. Not enough people are named Abraham Lincoln. We need to work on that.
So yeah, was there anything else? I forget. I don't know.
Feel free to be open and try new things, but like, don't go all...
Yeah, if it's not working for you, man, that's fine. You're a little bit more vanilla, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I personally like it a little bit rougher, but, you know, not to an extreme extent.
Tom likes sandpaper, but not like road rash.
Like, I want her mouth to be a desert.
That is the grossest thing I've ever heard in my life. That sounds like the scary... Oh, God. Oh.
I'm going to make it so dry for you.
Gross. So yeah, be open, but don't worry if it doesn't work, man.
Yeah, break up. It's okay to break up. You're 18. You'll find someone who is as vanilla as you.
So I have a question about ghosting, or do you want to go right to the headlines?
We can do ghosting.
All right. I'm feeling really down after a recent ghosting situation. Me and the guy we were hanging out with almost every weekend, multiple times even. for over a month. I've never met anyone like him. He was a virgin with little to no experience with girls, but has trouble in socializing. We got along really well. Conversation constantly flowed, good sexual chemistry, and overall good vibes. Until he stopped seeming to want to hang out, and now we really don't talk and haven't hung out in a couple of weeks. I'm really butthurt about it. Someone give me some words of advice to why guys do this. It's not even like there's another girl, because his roommate said that they haven't seen him with another girl besides me. I'm just really sad about it not working out and don't know how to get myself out of this rut. I'm normally not like this. Any kind of advice?
Huh. Interesting. I've never thought about why I ghost. Have you ever thought about why you ghost?
Yeah. Because I found I'm talking to somebody else. That's exactly why I ghost. Or I'm just like, I'm not emotionally available to talk to you this much. Please find other things to do, person.
For me, if I were to dive into it, I would say I ghost because, like, I'm not into the person anymore. Maybe it's a mutual thing, like we're not into each other. Maybe it's not, excuse me, maybe it's not mutual. But it's just kind of easier to ghost. There's less pain, typically.
I like the concept that people get upset about ghosting, and especially her situation where she's like, this guy ghosted me.
That's
it's
the
like,
thing.
Girls ghost me all the time.
That's the thing, is like, you ghost people so you don't hurt them.
But then, like, I think she's getting a little bit over paranoid about the situation. She's just like, I'm butthurt about this. It's like, that shit happens all the time. That's what dating is.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I don't think you should be butthurt about being ghosted. Just be like, oh, yeah, totally ghosted me. Fuck. Oh, well.
I mean, that's like the Band-Aid prophecy. It's like, do you slowly take it off or do you just rip it off?
Right.
Because people will just be like, you talked to me for like a month and now all of a sudden you just like won't respond to my texts. It's like, that's a sign.
The other big thing is wanting to keep the door slightly cracked.
In case you get desperate at 3 a.m. after you leave the bar.
In case you get desperate at 4 a.m. when you leave Jim's Steakout after getting poutine fries.
Is that what you did?
Moving on.
Alrighty then. Is that your time for texting people that you've ghosted on Tinder? You're just like, oh, you know what? Whatever.
No, but like, if I ghost someone, it's like, you don't want to say, hey, I think you're a cool person, but I don't really want to hang out with you. Like, that's just mean. Because you still want to be able in the future to sort of like hang out. Like if it's a mutual friend, let's say, and you're all sort of hanging out together, you don't want to be weird. Like, oh, I just told you that I borderline hate you and I don't want to hang out with you. You just be like, hey, what's up? Haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah.
How's life been? You know? Yeah. So I like to just keep the door slightly cracked open. So it's like, also, maybe there's a possibility of, getting it in, whatever.
Yeah, and you definitely have to look at the expectation. It's like, he might be talking to other people. Oh, well.
Yeah.
And the thing that really annoys me is she's like, I even talked to his roommates about it. And they're like, they haven't seen him with another girl. It's like, why would they tell you otherwise?
Yeah.
Why would they be like,
why are you talking to I mean, she could be friends with the roommates.
True, but what are they going to tell her? It's like, oh yeah, he's got a nonstop hoe train coming into the house. It's like, seriously, what does she want to hear?
Nonstop hoe train, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what hurts the least? A lie or the truth?
And they hung out like what, every weekend or something for like a month?
For a month. So that's only 4 weekends.
Yeah. Like have
most we're talking about like what, 16 days?
What?
8 days.
Where the fuck did you learn how to count, and why do you have 4-day weekends?
I wish I had 4-day weekends.
No, then you have a 3-day work week. Anyways, so I hate the assumption that she's like, oh, it was a month long. Why did you stop talking to me? It's like, have you ever like gone out with somebody or like talked to somebody for X amount of time, like invested emotion into it, and then just realize you're just not compatible with that person and just stop talking?
Yeah. Sometimes it like takes a month. Sometimes it takes 3 months.
Yeah.
If it takes more than that,
you're probably
what the
married.
fuck are you doing?
Yeah, then you probably hate yourself. So it's not your fault, but it's also not his fault.
Yeah.
And you need to get back on the grind and find someone else.
Get over it.
It's like, it's fine to be butthurt at first. Like instantly you're just like, oh, I get it. I guess I'm just not good enough. But then after that, drop it.
It sucks for like a day when you realize you're getting ghosted, but then afterwards you're just like, whatever, it was a thing. And the other thing that helps too is like if you ghost someone else and then you get ghosted yourself.
A ghost for a ghost?
Well, it's like,
because then you know how the other person feels?
well, yeah. Because like, let's say I'm dating someone and then she ghosts me. It's like, oh man, that sucks. And then I'm seeing someone and then I ghost her. I now understand the reasons why person A ghosted me. And I also know, so like I can empathize with them now. Now I'm not upset at them for ghosting me.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I ghost this person, I don't feel so bad because I got over it fairly quickly.
I think it's 2016 and we're so over inundated with forms of communication to talk to one another that we like saturate ourselves with communication. Like I can be in my bedroom, you could be on the couch watching TV and I can text you something. And that's way easier than just getting up and walking across the house to say something to you.
Right.
And, like, the instantaneous ability of being able to talk to like anybody at any time. Some people just don't want to fucking talk.
True.
Like you could text someone like 6 or 10 times and just they don't want to socially respond. Like there's certain people that I know that text me and I'll wait like 6 to 10 hours to respond. Not on purpose, just because I'm not in the mood to talk to this person or like I don't want to talk to this person now.
Right.
So I think ghosting's kind of a branch of that where it's just like our mind is saying, okay, you know what? Jumped in a little too deep there. Let's kind of wade it back to the shore.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, I think that was good. I think we nailed it.
So I think you're overreacting. You're going to ghost somebody. Someone's ghosted you.
Yeah.
That's a thing that happens now. Get over it.
Yep.
All right, you think we help some people?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to help you to the Bodie McBoatface Memorial News Headline of the Week Award.
Bodie.
Bodie McBoatface, you fell for that.
God damn.
All right, for those of you who are new to the show, Tom does not watch the news. And every week, I do watch the news, every single day. And what I like to do is pull some news headlines from the week that I think are pretty hilarious, and I run them through Tom to see which one he can figure out that I made up.
Run them through me like diarrhea.
That was your yesterday.
Yup.
All right, Tom, I got 5 headlines here. You have to pick which one I made up.
Lay it on me, brother man.
Number 1, Canadian man's attack bear eats burglar.
He has an attack bear? That's sick. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Rhode Island accidentally shows Iceland in its tourism video.
Okay, believable, but still an attack bear mentally.
Man has bank account frozen for terrorist activities while transferring money to his dog walker.
What?
Number 4.
I'm so curious about that one.
Children form human arrow to point out criminal to police helicopter.
That one happened. I just saw that.
Number 5. Man arrested for revenge fart attack on spouse that wouldn't have sex.
Revenge fart attack. Okay.
So we're going to run through those again. Canadian
Sure.
man's attack bear eats burglar.
Uh-huh.
Rhode Island accidentally shows Iceland in tourism video. Man has bank account frozen for terrorist activities while transferring money to his dog walker. Children form human arrow to point out criminal to police helicopter. And man arrested for revenge fart attack on spouse that wouldn't have sex.
I'm thinking 2 or 5. 2, what was 2 again?
That was Rhode Island.
Oh, Rhode
Shown
Island.
Iceland.
Right. Whoo, boy. I'm gonna say that it was 5.
You're going to say that the man arrested for the revenge fart wasn't real?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Tom, a man was arrested for his revenge fart.
Really? What was the charge?
I don't know.
Domestic abuse?
Probably simple battery. Whatever the Lewandowski dude got from Trump's campaign. Children did form the human arrow. You did say you saw that, which is weird because you don't watch the news. So I don't know how you found that.
Facebook, man.
A man did have his bank account frozen for terrorist activities
That seemed like something America would do.
because his dog's name was Dash, which is 1 letter off from the correct name for ISIS,
Oh,
Daesh.
gotcha.
So there's like, oh, he's transferring money to Daesh. It's like, no, he's trying to pay his dog walker for walking his dog Dash. What a shitty way to lose all that.
Yeah.
And Rhode Island did accidentally show Iceland in its tourism video.
Oh, man. So it was Attack
commercial.
Bear?
Yeah, Attack Bear was fake.
That sounded so ridiculous. It had to be true.
And it was Canadian. You're just like, that sounds like something Canadians know how to do.
Well, I'd also like, for a split second, I was like, I don't know. I mean, Tim does like Canada. Maybe it's that one. Nah, it seems too cool.
Yeah, I threw you off by putting the fake one first, so that way I can distract you with something that seems plausible and then slide all the rest of the news into your DMs.
I'll remember that for next time.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do it twice in a row.
Yeah, might. You'll slip up.
No, I won't. I'm smarter than you, Tom.
Smarter than the average Attack Bear.
Yeah, because I don't think there's that many attack bears in the world.
Yeah, I don't think you could domesticate a bear to do that.
Ben Hansen did.
Who's that?
He was the children's author that came to all of our schools in like 3rd grade.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
He raised a bear in Montana.
Creator of Muppet Babies?
No. He had that book where like some kid goes to space, and there was one where there's sharks.
You lost me. I'm bored.
Oh, Ben Michelson, that was his name.
That sounds more familiar.
We'll look it up later.
Sure.
But I'm excited. WrestleMania's tonight. You're excited? You have to work?
I'm excited. I have to pee.
I'm just going to keep dragging this out. So
No!
But anyways, thanks for joining us for episode 31 of Never Have I Ever, the advice podcast, where we just kind of curate random questions and situations we haven't been in and try to help you out.
Yep.
If you have questions or things you would like me or Tom to answer, send a link to neverhaveievershow@gmail.com. Check us out on twitter.com/NHIE show, on Facebook or the YouTubes. Until next week, I'm Tim.
I'm Tom.
And children, keep those fingers in the air.